Hello? Is somebody there? Please tell me that's a person, not a vicious animal looking for its next meal. I swear, I do not taste good. Oh, it's only another person. What brings you into the forest? That's a fair point. I guess you could ask the same of me. There's not much to say, though. I'm here because it's a nice place to rest. I've been traveling, you see, and being right next to the blowing leaves, well, reminds me of home. Here, when you sit down, you must be tired from all that walking, and it's nice and calm here. So, what brings you here? It is pretty deep into the forest after all. Wouldn't want you getting lost. Just needed a break. Even so, you've gone quite far into the forest for just that. And you could have encountered something really scary, like a wolf or a bear. What would you have done then? Oh, oh, I didn't notice the scabbard at your hip. My apologies. I suppose you would have been able to take care of any threat you'd come across. But, you know, I think there's plenty scarier things than wolves and bears out there. Like what, they say? Like the things that can take on a human shape. Or at least half human shape. Werewolves, harpies, vampires, sirens. They're all really dangerous creatures, you know. So are elves and nymphs. Sometimes they look really unassuming, only to whisk you off into another world, never to be seen by your loved ones again. Now, wouldn't that be terrible? It wouldn't be so bad. What makes you say something like that? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you like the idea of being taken to another world. You're just curious about other worlds. I really don't buy that. You've got this look in your eye, something that says you're looking for trouble. But why in the world would someone like you want trouble? And with those kinds of creatures are there. Bored. For such a simple reason. You are the most peculiar being I've met on my travels. Not that I've met many people. It's much easier to get places when you move around in places where there are less people. Where am I from? Oh, I'm from um, somewhere quite far away. I doubt you would know where it is, even for someone of your status. Hmm? How did I know that you were a person of high status? Well, your clothing, of course, isn't exactly subtle. If you didn't want to be noticed, I think you should have worn something else. Your clothes are lovely, though. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to ask what your status is. Royalty? You, you're the royal heir. Oh, no wonder you look so magnificent. If I'd have known that I was going to meet royalty today, I would have dressed in my finest garb. I doubt I'd be impressing anyone dressed like this. You think I look nice? Truly. Oh, you flatter me. I appreciate you saying such kind words to someone like myself. So, what is it like being the royal heir of your kingdom? Are your traditions similar to those of other kingdoms? Only similar to a few of them. Well, any amount of similarity between kingdoms regarding traditions is good, isn't it? But you look troubled about something. Care to tell me what's exactly weighing down on your mind? It's one of your traditions, isn't it? It's about time you look for a suitor. Well, why exactly would that be causing you such strife? I would think someone like you would be glad to be finding a suitor. I mean, who wouldn't want to court someone such as yourself? You don't want to do it the traditional way. Hmm. Well, I suspect that very few would. It is an important decision, after all, depending who it is you want to marry. I've had difficulty with something similar recently myself. It's part of the reason I went traveling. Just like you, I needed a break. But instead of running into the forest, the closest forest, I, I went on a journey, you could say. But I'll be home soon. Am I ready? If I'm being honest, no, I'm not ready. I've caused a lot of trouble lately, and I just know I'll get a lecture about it, and how it was irresponsible of me to leave when there was just so much work to be done. It'll be fine. When I get back, I'll be returning with good news. I've had plenty of time to see the world and think about my decision. And I think I'll be able to discuss the idea of breaking tradition. My decision? Well, I've decided that I shouldn't be limited only to those who live in the same area I live. I should be able to choose anyone from anywhere I wish. Do I have a person in mind? Well, yes, actually I do. But I don't really know them very well at all. We met by chance during my travels. It was a brief encounter, but they left quite the impression on me. Why that person? Well, when I first saw them, I could feel my heart flutter. I felt this strong urge to hold them close and never let go, and to protect them. Love at first sight. That's what you call it. Hmm. I've never felt such feelings before, especially not for a creature so similar to myself. It's nice. What do you think I should do when I feel something like this? I should tell them. But what if they don't feel the same way about me that I do about them? No, I need them to like me. If they don't, then I'm uncertain I'll be able to prove that I should be allowed to choose a mate for myself. Huh? Uh, Is there something wrong with the word mate? Oh, I see. So humans find the word offensive. Okay. So what word should I use instead? Spouse. 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 Alright, I'll have to remember that. So, I do have another question for you about what you were saying earlier. Are you really not afraid of creatures that aren't human? Like werewolves and vampires? Okay, so you aren't afraid of them. But what about elves and nymphs and fairies? It, is it really such a sudden question? I mean, you were saying that you were curious about these different worlds, and wouldn't it be a little difficult to explore them if you were afraid? Cautious of the Fae, but not afraid. It's alright to be a little afraid, you know? And it's perfectly alright to admit it. You know, I like you. I think I'd like to get to know you a little bit more. I think first I'd like to get to know your name. I'm not from these parts, so I'm unfamiliar with the royal family of this kingdom. So, what is your name? Hmm. You have a lovely name. Or, rather, you had one. Unfortunately, that name is no longer your own. It belongs to me now. And because your name is mine, you are now mine as well. You see, I'm one of the fairies. No protesting. What's done is done. But you can calm yourself down. I assure you, I won't do anything to harm you. What do I intend to do? Well, now that I have your name, I suppose I have as much control over you as I wish. I could do anything I want with you, and there isn't anything that you can do about it. I could lock you up in your own mind and leave you as a walking puppet with no other purpose than to serve me. Wouldn't that be nice? Or I could make you reject humanity altogether and take you away from here, never to return. But what I really want to do is to fill your mind up until all you can think about is me. Yes, that's right. I want to make you never want to be apart from me for as long as you live. Oh, imagine all the bliss you'll feel once I take you in my arms and whisper sweet nothings in your ear until you fall asleep. Why did I need to take your name if I didn't wish to harm you? Well, I didn't. It's in my nature to take any name that is given to me, whether I plan to use it or not. Think of it as assurance. Assurance that if you do anything to upset me, you will be punished accordingly. Why am I doing this? I've already explained it to you. You want to explore other worlds, and your human courtship rituals are making you uneasy. And I have also grown tired of the traditional courtship rituals of fairies. Being royalty is difficult, isn't it? Oh, did I forget to mention that? Yes, I am royalty too. Just like you, I am next in line to take the throne. So I have decided that I will take you as mine. Yeah, I suppose you could say I'm proposing to you to be my fiancée if you do accept. No, I don't suppose you have much of a choice in the matter. But worry not, I will be good to you. So, my love, would you be a dear and escort me back to your home? I'd love to meet my future family. Oh, thank you, dearest. I promise you won't regret this meeting.